Hey, it's Steve Anderson with Recruit Ops again. Thanks for joining us. One of the things that I wanted to talk about today is how to work with a recruiter. We take it for granted that when we call somebody, they're excited to hear from us, which is not always the case. But as a healthcare professional, you are inundated with phone calls, emails, text messages. There's no shortage of people reaching out to you, trying to get you to go to work at a specific place. But how do you filter through all that? So in this segment, we're going to cover just some real quick things, right? Very high level. One of the biggest things is actually understanding where you want to be and what you want to do. That's first. Nothing makes a recruiter more nervous than talking to a candidate who is open to going anywhere. What we do is we spend time trying to find out, where do you really want to be? I know you're open to going anywhere, right? So before you decide that you're going to work with a recruiter, there's a few things you need to do on your own. One of those is really pick the top 3 places you want to be. Think about a bunch of different things too when you're picking those 3 places, right? If you've got kids, how are the schools? If you're going to be renting, is it seasonal? If you're buying a home, what's the market like there? Crime rates, growth potential for you or your spouse. You know, if you're married or in a serious relationship, you know that person's going to need a position as well. What's the job market like for them? So that's 1. 2, be very reasonable when you're working to find another position. 9 times out of 10, the biggest thing that we hear is, I'm looking for that next step up, or I've been in a different type of setting and I want to be in this type of setting. What I can tell you is this: the easiest way to get a position is doing what you're already doing. So if you're an LTAC nurse, if you're an ICU nurse, if you're a med-surg nurse, stick with those. Those are the best ways to get yourself a position. Because when you're looking at an employer, there should be more than just compensation, shift, and specialty, right? Because you spend most of your life at work. You spend more time with work than you spend with your family. So looking at culture, growth, benefits, these are all pieces to look at prior to compensation. I know it's almost contrary for most recruiters to say, but when I get a candidate on the phone and the first thing they ask me is, what's the compensation? That always makes me nervous, and my team is that way. You know, we are looking for people who are looking for long-term fits for their career, right? I'm not saying that somebody making $37 an hour is going to be interested in taking a $25 an hour job, but to have a job where you love going to work every day and you were at $37 per hour in New York, maybe 31 is more reasonable in Southwest Florida. Cost of living is a little different, state taxes, et cetera, and so forth. So a lot of things to think about, but you need to understand where you need to be compensation-wise, and that's hard to do on your own. That's why you work with a recruiter. We know the markets we work in. We know when we talk to a candidate about a facility, we know that area. A lot of the things we already know: crime rates, schools, reviews from people who we've already placed there. So we have that inside knowledge, right? Working with a recruiter is simply one of the easiest ways to get a position, because we cut through a lot of the red tape. We go around a lot of the online tracking systems that you guys apply to. And to drive the point home, when working with us, I'll only speak for us, we actually work as a conduit, a consultant, right? We're not really recruiters. I mean, yes, that's what we do, but our job is to help you find a position you really want to be in, but our job is to also be honest with you. You may want a position you're not qualified for. You may want to live somewhere that's really not a good fit for you. And it's our job to be very honest with you and try to help you understand what it is you're really looking for. Learn about you, your family, your wants, dreams, right? Where do you want to go long term in your career? If you're working with a recruiter and you're not getting those types of questions, there's a different conversation to be had. There's no shortage of companies that do what we do. There's a very big shortage of people who do things the way we do them. So I'm going to end this video by saying, you know what, as always, subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's going to be a lot more of these coming. Like us on Facebook, follow our page. definitely check out our website. It's going to give you a chance to learn more about who we are and what we do and how we do it. So thanks again. I appreciate your time. Come back. There'll always be more.